You know, we talk a lot on this show about the housing market. We have conversations frequently with Bruce Dodd at People's Home Equity about getting your mortgage approved. We don't talk very often about what it is like these days to really be the buyer of a home. So it's a great time for us to have Charlotte Mabry on the show. You know her name well. She has the Charlotte Mabry team here in Chattanooga, been around for a long time. Good to see you, Charlotte.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
We can talk as you and I have this conversation about the market itself, and that there are more houses on the market than there were, I guess, a year ago.
There are. You know, interestingly enough, even though our actual inventory of homes for sale is the lowest I ever remember in 36 years, this past year our Association of Realtors sold more homes than had ever been sold. So people think, oh, there's no houses on the market. The reality is they're going so quickly they don't ever come to the market. So there are plenty of homes being sold, but you have to be very creative, whether you're a buyer or a seller or an agent today, in finding that inventory.
You said something that I think is very important, and you said, in my 36 years. That's where I think people are going to grab hold of you this morning, Charlotte, and go, okay, I want to listen to what she's saying, because you've seen the trends.
Right.
And whether people want to admit it or not, trends are real.
They are.
So you're a little nervous for the buyers out there, because you don't really know how long this can sustain.
I really makes me a little nervous. You know, 2007, 2008, we had not seen financial changes like that. I had not before in real estate sales. And people ask me today, wow, what about the you know, the war and the things that are going on? What is it? They're afraid of what real estate. Honestly, what I have seen it's been less about that and more about the economy, our American economy. And so in 2006, 5 and 6, people were saying house prices will always go up. There were loans being made where people were paying over the value of a house. People were financing over the value of a house, and all of a sudden the market dropped out, and we found people to be upside down in their homes. I am feeling a little of that today, although it's backwards. Back then you couldn't give a home away. Today you can't find one to buy.
Right.
So that's a little different. But when we start talking about the economy and what we're seeing today, it makes me, quite frankly, a little nervous. 16 years later, not a lot of agents in today's market selling real estate have seen that before.
Right.
And so they don't have necessarily that perspective.
You also have a lot of home buyers who are new to the home buying process. They weren't adults.
Correct.
In 07 and 08.
Absolutely.
So all they know is the continuing appreciation
Correct.
of a home.
And you know, in 36 years, if you go back and just do the numbers, 3 to 4% appreciation a year, you just have seen that by clockwork. I mean, Chattanooga and North Georgia, we're so blessed to be in a great area. So we've seen that appreciation over time. In 2005 and 6, it picked up pace a lot. Then we saw it drop again. Here we are again in 2022, right? And we're seeing that again, that huge pace. I'm not Debbie Downer, and I don't have the crystal ball, but I would be very cautious right now in purchasing something, especially when there are 50 offers on property and you're being asked to pay $50,000, $75,000 above either asking price and or an appraisal.
What is, you've talked about this before, are there certain areas of town, and you don't have to name them, but are there geographical areas that are just getting that higher buzz?
I will tell you, it's everywhere right now.
Really?
I'm seeing it everywhere, and it's supply and demand. You know, there is so little supply in the consumer's mind. Supply is down, although there are opportunities. I think if you have some patience and you work with a real estate professional that knows how to scan the market for opportunities, maybe for even homes that are not currently listed on the market, then you've got a chance of perhaps not spending something over. But that being said, if you're buying a house right now, we were talking, if you're getting married, or if there's a divorce, or you have a baby, or if your children move out to college, those life events, you need to move, and those are going to happen regardless of the economy.
Right.
But just understand, if you do move today in this market, you run the risk of not getting that money back as a buyer when you sell along the way.
You know, you are not a politician, nor are you a magician to be able to solve everything.
Well, I've thought about, no, neither one.
But you have conversations with people, especially younger people today, and they feel caught because they hear about the value of home ownership, but they hear your words.
Absolutely. And rents are so expensive.
Is so insane. At
Right.
some point, do you foresee maybe having just some kind of community dialogue of, are we getting out of control here?
I would think that would be a great thing to do. We need affordable housing. Affordable housing, though, brings conversation about density, and where people perceive that housing is stacked on top of each other, or apartments or that sort of thing. And we have a lot of apartments that have been built in this area in an attempt to alleviate that, although what I see are the apartments that are quite expensive. So that may not solve the problem.
So with your team, it is not just you, it is the Charlotte Mabry team. You talked about how you might know of some houses that are coming on the market. Some people, I guess, are with you for a short period of time. They find what they're looking for quickly. But you enjoy, don't you, learning about the family and building a relationship?
We're so blessed. I've got team members that have been with me close to 10 years, and we have a team not only in Chattanooga, but one in Murfreesboro and another one in Dayton that are all our business partners. So we serve all the way from Knoxville all the way down to Dalton. So there are a lot of territory that we cover. But it's such a pleasure to work with people, both as sellers and buyers. I mean, if you're a seller today, there's not a better time to be a seller today. I mean, there's just not. You do need the expertise of a real estate professional, because you can lose money here. And if you're going to sell it, you want to make the most that you can, and we can definitely help the sellers as well.
So here's where you can find her and the entire team. It's the Charlotte Mabry team, 593-5588. It's just the central phone number to call. Then they can connect you to a satellite office if it's closer to where you call home. Online, it's charlottemabryteam.com, and you heard her from the very beginning. What she wants is for this to be the transaction that you're looking for.
Absolutely.